Hi, it's James here from the Sprinkle Donut Forge in Moscow, Texas, and today we're going to make a yard tool. I may be stating it wrong, but we always called these tools an eye hoe or cotton hoe. Basically, it's like a regular Aggie, a hoe that you use out for digging up potatoes and whatnot, but it has a single eye in it in which the handle is pushed through and has a small hole for a nail. So I'm going to show you a quick and fairly simple way to make this tool without any forge welding, and you can make it from 6 inches of a piece of pipe. Be sure that you're not using a galvanized pipe, because the fumes from burning galvanization can cause all manner of health problems in the short run and the long run. So if it's galvanized, just go buy you some steel or get something that doesn't have that on it. That's just your best bet. It's not worth it for the price of a piece of steel. Anyway, I'm going to show you what I got here. Got an old piece of pipe I've been using for a cheater bar for forever and always. About 1.5 inch pipe, which is a good size for the handle hole in most eye hose. Anyway, what I have done is I have marked it at 2 inches and at 6 inches, that's 4 inches apart there. And I've created a center line with a couple of little lines here off of it where I'm going to shave the corners off. What you do is, if you feel froggy, grab a hacksaw. But I think if I was that froggy, I'd probably croak trying to cut this thing with a hacksaw. I'm going to get an angle grinder and I'm going to cut halfway through the pipe. Coming from that line down, halfway through, about where that mark is. Alright, now this one I'm going to cut it all the way off. Then I'm going to split that line down the middle and unfold this thing and turn that eye 90 degrees, work it over the horn to establish a bevel to hold the handle, then punch a hole in it. Now if you've never marked a piece of pipe before, you might find it's a little bit difficult to get your line straight, so I'll show you an old-time trick for that. An old man showed me, and old man didn't know how to set tile like I was doing, but he showed me a thing I didn't know. Get a piece of cardboard, pasteboard, nice straight edge, wrap it all the way around the piece, and line it up real nice with itself. And that creates you a collar you can slide up and down to get your mark. So if you need to mark some round stuff, there's a great way to do it. And so I'm going to get out the angle grinder and get on this thing and cut it. Then we'll light the forge and get on with making our little eye hoe. See you in a minute. Alright, here's how you cut it. Get about halfway through there. Split it up the middle. Got your 2 inches up here for your eye. And this is going to spread out both directions to create the blade. So first thing we got to do is heat this up and spread this out. And then we have to be real careful when we fold this over. If it's hot enough, we don't split it. It's going to deform, but we'll have to reform it on the horn of the handle. Anyway, this is going to be our garden hoe. Let's light the forge. See you in a minute. Alright, let's take the mallet and start spreading it out on the hot cut. Go to the horn. Alright, we've already made some progress. Let's get it back in there and warm it up. And then we'll try to work it over the horn and try to get some of this unfolded on the top edges. See you in a minute. Alright, let's work on it. Alright, first order of business, get them to where they're pointed, kind of flared out instead of turned in. You can see that little wave there. Go ahead while you got a little heat and correct it. There. See, that's better. Now we're going to continue to flatten this out. One thing to bear in mind is to keep the heat high enough in this transition area not to split your cut any further, because you don't want to damage the integrity of the eye to blade connection. So far you can kind of see where we're going with this. Let's get it hot, go some more. You're going to want to heat this area where the swell is here. You're going to want to try to indent that just a little bit in a semicircle here. And after that, you finish flattening out this the way we want to, and then we're going to turn this eye up like this. Just like it. There you go. Alright, back in. I wouldn't try that bend all at once, but you're getting it kind of started, and you can see the tool taking shape. Get it back in, get that area hotter, and we're going to try to lean this on over. Then we'll have a distorted eye, and hopefully we won't cause any splits at these areas. That's why I'm just going kind of gentle with this. It doesn't take long to make, so take all the time you need. Back in. I'll use the mallet on this. Doing that, watch for throwing big pieces of scale on yourself. You can get hurt like that. Alright. Now we're getting somewhere. Probably ought to forge them corners out just a little bit. Okay, we don't want to force that. See that our hole is beginning to close a little bit. That's fine. We're going to work that over the horn when this is good and hot. We got to finish turning our 90 degrees. Let's warm that up and we'll see you in a minute. Alright, let's hang the eye over the nose. Knock this down a little bit. That's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I'll go ahead and straighten them edges out. I'm going to clip those edges off with a chisel at some point, but not right now. The sharp edges don't bode well. See, we've got our 90 degree, we've got our collar, it's all one piece. And you see how distorted that is? Next step is we have to heat this entire area and work it over the horn. Now you want it bigger on the blade end than you do on the handle facing you in. Kind of a tapered inside. That way when you put the stick in through the front, it's less apt to pull off. And right here in the front, you got to punch a little hole. So first we're going to get the shape together. Then we'll worry about punching the hole for a small tack to aid in keeping the tool from moving around or loosening on the handle. Alright, see there? This is 100% doable. See you in a minute. Alright, let's take the mallet and drive it up on there. Alright, the mallet's hitting the tip of the horn. Alright. Looking pretty good. See what we got there? There's a little bit of distortion right there. So we're going to put it back on. And we're going to hit it again with the mallet. See if we can knock some of that down. And when I no longer am able to do it with the mallet, I'm going to get in here with the ball peen. Find me a step, something to stop it on. Lay it down and work on that part like this. It's got to be hot enough to move. And you have to position your piece and move it around to get that heat distributed. So work your hot spots. See you in a minute. Alright, let's heat that collar a little bit. Put it over there. Do like I was talking about. Flip it around and find us an edge. Try to keep it in round. Alright. That works for me. What we got? Handle hole. There's a couple of things we got to do. Got to trim these corners off. It's not necessary, but it just looks more traditional. We got to put a hole through the top of the collar, and we have to establish a hammer bevel on the front side of the blade, like so. So I think the first thing we ought to concentrate on is getting us a little hole here. So, now I got her knocked on. Let me get the center punch, knock it on the floor. That's generally what happens. Try to go center mass with it. Ah, it stayed. Gotta get lucky every now and then. So we'll go ahead and get the hole established. That's going to be kind of rough to do. So you know how I always take a hole over a wood block? Well, this time I'm going to use a piece of a hammer handle. Not one that's on one of my hammers, of course. I've got a piece over here that I can use for that. And we'll finish driving the hole out in it. See you in a minute. pickup tong. Let me see what kind of damage I did. Alright, we're beginning to get a hole through there. I think you can see that. I'll give it another heat, another beat, we'll knock the hole out. See you in a minute. Alright, she's coming out. Gonna put this stick in it. Stick's gonna want to burn. That's alright, it smells great. Pickup tongs back out. He's gonna have to be the pickup tongs right now. Pull my piece of wood out of there. Up, wedged. Oh, it's come out now. Probably a barb from punching that out. I bet so. You see why I don't want to use my good hammer handle, right? Smells great. Just me, or does the smell of burning wood smell great? I think there's a slug hanging on the inside. Pretty sure. Yep. There certainly is. Knock that off of there, and let's look at what's going on inside that hole. Oh yeah, you can see there's a big pimple in there. Gonna knock that down over the horn. Let's get over here on the horn and see if there's enough heat to do that. Not really. Let's go ahead and warm it up, and then we'll straighten the equation out. See you in a minute. Alright, let's send it on with the mallet. Just as needed. Alright. I think the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and clip these corners off. So I'm going to get it hot and we'll do that. Here's your hole. See you in a minute. Alright, time to pull it out and cut it. Heated up that corner. I use a handle hot cut. It's going to take me a 45-degree off. Alrighty. Grab a hold of it. There. That's a lot better. Let's heat up that other corner and do the same thing. That suits me just fine. Now, see what I grab this with. Rounder jaws here. I'm going to try to flatten up that blade just a little bit. I'm going to stay away from the area here. Try to put that middle in and then flatten this out. I'm setting up my edge to get its bevel. Remember, if that metal is curved instead of just perfectly flat all the way up, those little curves are like a fuller. It adds a little strength. So I'm calling that good. Now I got to heat it up and I got to knock down the bevel on this front side. See you in a minute. Alright, I'm going to take the ball peen. Planish a little. Alright, that's grindable. We'll heat it up and touch mark it. We'll grind it and then check it out. Alright, see you in a minute. Let's mark this off. Alright, let's quench it. Well, here we go. There you got an eye hoe, it's sharpened. You put that on a handle, and I guarantee you can pick up some grass and scoop up stuff and dig your taters or whatever you need to do with it. And it's just a 6-inch piece of pipe. So here's an easy project, something you can fiddle with at the forge. Something you might even be able to make for neighbors and friends and family. And it doesn't have to be a high carbon steel, it's a garden tool. It's going to be stuck in dirt. Very rigid, easy to make. I hope you enjoyed this. That's all I got for this evening. Till next time, bye.